Okay, this is what we were talking about before we went to break. Food. The cost to feed families is so high that more Americans are taking out short-term loans just to buy their groceries. They're eating now and paying later, but many are then missing payments on that very bill. Xavier Walton is here with us. Xavier, I'm trying to wrap my head around this one. You know, people get to the checkout line, they skip the coupons, they skip the credit card, and they go right to pay later. How does this work?
Hey, Markie, good morning. I guess coupons are just a thing of the past. Honestly, it was a bit shocking to me, too. And then I started looking at the data from LendingTree and their survey. A little less shocking, still a little surprising, though. But let's get into the data. Let's talk about who is actually using this buy now, pay later loan, or this option to actually buy groceries. When you stop and think about it, I mean, we're talking about American consumers ages 18 to 79, so everyone's sort of feeling that financial pinch, if you will. About 50% of people who participated in this survey said they use buy now, pay later, or BNPL services with financing companies. Within half of those surveyed, 25% said they were using buy now, pay later loans to buy groceries, which is actually up about 11% from last year. But who exactly is using these installment payments, right? Well, here it is. The survey showed that men more likely than women, and then the younger you are, the more likely you are to use this borrow now, pay back later sort of scheme, so to speak. 64% of Gen Zers say they have used one. Looking at older Americans here, only 29% of baby boomers ages 61 to 79 say that they have used the buy now, pay later options. So that gives you an idea of a little bit of a gender gap there. Economic experts say that these sort of figures are proof some consumers are having trouble affording essentials all the way down to groceries. LendingTree's chief consumer finance analyst says, people are looking for ways to extend their budget and cash flow. And that inflation, high interest rates are still putting them in a tough spot. Not to mention there's a lot of uncertainty around tariffs and other sort of economic issues. One thing to really be aware of, the downside for consumers, you can see higher fees if they pay late. And Markie, if they start stacking up too many of these buy now, pay later loans, that's why economic experts or finance experts will say you got to proceed with caution. Be careful. Use it if you really have to.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.